Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. We're diving into something absolutely mind-blowing today. You know that 2,000-year-old Tamil literature? Yeah, it's not just gathering dust in history textbooks. It's actually alive and kicking. Did you know that the exact same ancient language is secretly powering those chart-topping hits you hum on Spotify every day, and even the modern streetwear you love to rock? It's true. Let's jump right into this fascinating time travel journey. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at ancient words mixing with modern beats, the absolute magic behind the song Naro Mugaye, poetry in modern cinema, how we're wearing our cultural pride, and finally, where tradition meets modern fashion. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Ancient words, modern beats, exploring the roots of hit songs. A lot of people think classical literature is just something you memorize to pass a test, right? But that couldn't be further from the truth. These ancient words have seamlessly slipped into the melodies we vibe to when we're falling in love or just celebrating life. I've got a question for you guys, especially the Gen Z and millennial viewers out there. What if I told you that the true roots of the songs you've got on repeat are actually 2 millennia old? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Let me give you a hilarious example. Back in the 90s, legendary lyricist Bali and music maestro Ilayaraja pulled off pure magic. They slipped a line from the ancient sacred text, the Tevaram, specifically the line Kunitha Puruvamum Kovai Sevayil, right into the massive dance hit Rakkama Kayattattu. And get this, the song became such a huge cultural phenomenon that school and college students literally passed their literature exams just by writing down the lyrics from the movie. That is the crazy power of music. Moving on to Section 2, the magic of Narumugai, a timeless romance. When A.R. Rahman hit the scene in the late 90s, this literary connection just got even deeper. The epic Mani Ratnam film Eaterwar is the perfect example of how one song can act as a bridge across thousands of years. Let's break down the absolute masterpiece that is the song Narumugai. Lyricist Vali brilliantly took a line from the ancient Kuruntogai, Yayum Yayum, and a line from the Purananiru, a thrice single, and completely fused them with his own modern lyrics. Hearing these centuries-old verses wrapped in modern music, it just hits different, you know? It resonates so deeply with the youth today. The absolute kicker here is this stunning metaphor from the Kuruntogahi. Sempulam sirnda near tulipol. It literally means like a drop of rainwater falling on red earth. Just think about that. Once the water hits the red soil, they blend so perfectly you can never separate them again. They wrote this 2,000 years ago to describe two hearts blending in love, and honestly, it still perfectly captures exactly how falling in love feels today, doesn't it? Section 3. Poetry in modern cinema, the 2000s resonance. This trend definitely didn't stop in the 90s. It rolled right into the 2000s and beyond, thriving because these ancient words perfectly capture modern youthful emotions. Take the phrase Nalai Alai from the movie Katru Veryadai. Originally, in an ancient Kuruntogai poem, a heroine is basically scolding the moon for giving away her secret, saying, "You're not providing goodness." But if you translate that into modern Gen Z relationship slang, it's basically a girl telling her boyfriend, "You're confusing me. This isn't right, okay?" The raw feeling is exactly the same. We just express it differently now. There are so many other iconic cinematic moments too. Like in the movie Jeans, they use the ancient Andril birds as a metaphor for soulmates. In the mega hit Sivaji, you hear classical floral comparisons like Pumbavai. And in Kaidalan, they directly lifted verses from the 18th century poem Thirukutrala Kuravanji. These classical phrases were transformed into massive youth anthems. And this brilliantly illustrates something bigger. Our connection to ancient Tamil isn't just surviving in our Spotify playlists anymore. It has literally moved straight into our wardrobes. Let me explain. Section 4. Wearing our cultural pride, the rise of Tamil streetwear. We're seeing a massive entrepreneurial shift where linguistic pride is turning into a bold, everyday fashion statement. A key player in this revolution is Gopinath Ravirajan. After graduating with an engineering degree in 2012, he started an apparel brand called Ilavam. He faced some early partnership hurdles, but he pushed through, and in 2015 launched Vilva, an online Tamil t-shirt company. Fast forward to today, and the brand has expanded globally to places like Malaysia, Australia, and Singapore. Talk about modern entrepreneurial hustle built on an ancient cultural foundation. Take a look at this number on the screen. 2 million. That's how many products they've sold.
To put that into perspective, that's an insane amount of people proudly rocking their heritage. It just proves how deeply modern youth are investing in their identity and showing it off through fashion.
Section 5. Tradition meets modern fashion. How Tamil t-shirts redefined style. Let's look at how exactly you make a 2,000-year-old language look cool on a modern t-shirt. Well, here's their modern formula. They aren't just slapping old words on fabric. They're using highly personalized Tamil typography, trendy anime aesthetics, and oversized fits. Plus, they handle 100% of the manufacturing in-house with zero middlemen, and they're highly eco-conscious, incorporating rainwater harvesting and sustainable packaging. They're giving today's conscious youth exactly what they want. So, to sum it all up, the medium has totally changed, but the soul hasn't. What started on palm leaves with complex grammar and moved to cassette tapes is now living out loud on Spotify playlists and unapologetic graphic streetwear tees. The cultural pride is fiercely alive. It's just got a fresh new look.
We've reached the end of our explainer. Words that once lived only inside thick books are now the soundtrack to our romances and the bold statements on our clothes. So here's a thought for you to take away. How will you express your cultural roots next? How will you wear your heritage tomorrow? Think about it and keep celebrating your history. Catch you next time.